Hey, I'm Rob, your Puget Sound outdoor lighting guy. Now that our yards have survived the winter, it's time to come out and check the fixtures and make sure they're working just like they should. Today I'm going to talk about 3 different fixtures you're going to have in your yard. Path lights, accent lights, and the newest one that you're probably going to see more of are integrated fixtures. It's pretty straightforward and easy to change the bulbs, take care of them, and if there's something that you can't handle, there's always an outdoor lighting professional, like us, who can come out and make sure those fixtures look awesome. This is a very common fixture that you're going to find in backyards. These are path lights. Now, before you make any comments that this isn't a path, we know that. We also use them at the edge of the garden because it helps produce this nice warm light ribbon. When you combine that with some accent light in the tree, it makes that lighting scene complete. So first and foremost, you just want to unscrew the top. Some of them will have a set screw to hold everything in place, but it's really just that easy. Next you want to do is you want to pull out the bulb itself. Before you do that, make sure the power's off just so you don't trip the transformer or something like that. And if you can, try to find out exactly the specifications of the bulb that you're replacing. The reason is when you put a new bulb in here, you want to be able to get the same lighting effect. So 3 things that you're going to want to look for. Number 1, what's the wattage on the bulb? Number 2, what's the color temperature? So for path lights, we typically use 3 or 4 watts. For color temperature, 2700, 3000 K. And then from a quality standpoint, you want to find a bulb that has a gel type cover. What that does is that helps protect the LEDs from moisture. Being outside, moisture is the biggest enemy you have. Once you've got the right bulb, it's really pretty simple. Plug it back in. And this is a good time to essentially take a rag and just clean the bottom reflective surface here. They get a lot of spiders, a lot of grime. And then clean the glass. What that's going to do, that's going to help the light essentially come out through the fixture, reflect off the top, and you're not going to have a bunch of stuff that's blocking it. This is also a very common fixture that you're going to find in the backyards. They're accent lights. We use them essentially to light up trees, to light up a piece of artwork, to light up some stone or something like that. So the job of the accent light is essentially to light upwards, where the path light that I just showed you goes downward. Now replacing these, they're a little bit tougher. There's some O-rings in there to make it difficult to get off. That keeps the moisture out. Sometimes they have a set screw. Really simply, just like the path light, you screw the top off, and then you have access to the bulb. Now this bulb you'll see is a little bit different than the bulb we had over in the path light. While that one was called a G4 bipin bulb, this is an MR16 bulb. So MR16s, again, where the bipin is meant to have light go all the way around, MR16s, the light goes directly up. So essentially you pull it out, same thing. On the bulb itself, you're going to be looking for wattage. We typically use 4 or 5 watt LED bulbs. You're also going to be looking at color temperature, 2700 to 3000 K. The other thing with MR16s you're going to look for is beam angle. So if you got a narrow tree like this, you're going to want a narrower beam angle, maybe 15 or 30 degrees. If you're going to wash something like a bush or the side of a building, you're going to want 60 degrees. Or if you're going to put it under a big Japanese maple tree and you really want to light that whole canopy, you can go all the way up to 100 degrees. So essentially, once you get your new bulb, really simply, all you have to do, plug it back in. Again, like before, you want to clean the top of the fixture. Clean on the inside, clean on the outside, make sure that glass is spotless, there's no spiders, there's no debris. That's really going to help the light come out. And then you're just going to simply put the top on and do a quarter turn. So you got to push hard to get past those O-rings. Make sure the O-rings don't fall off because they're very important to keep moisture out. Put it down, quarter turn is really all it takes to get the top going. That light's ready to go. This is another fixture we're seeing pretty often in yards. So this is an accent light. It is an uplight, but the main difference with this, take the cover off, there's no bulb in there. This is what's called an integrated fixture. So the LEDs are in this module right here, so it's not as simple as just pulling it out and getting a bulb. A lot of time you have to contact the manufacturer if you want to replace this, or contact your local lighting professional. We can come out, make sure that we get the module, replace it, reconnect it, and make sure everything's looking good. I know I said I was only going to talk about 3 fixtures. I'm going to sneak in a 4th, the solar light. Unfortunately, when these stop working, there's not much you can do to service them other than replacing the batteries. If you replace the batteries and the LED's still not working, a lot of times that's gotten to the end of its service life and it's time to dispose of this. The only thing we ask is that you remove the batteries, you move the electronics, and you recycle it responsibly. If you like this video and learned something about your outdoor lighting, Feel free to subscribe, like, and throw some comments in there for anything else you want us to talk about.